All right. Happy Wednesday. And for all the U.S. folks or people celebrating, happy early Thanksgiving, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Mike Asherbrenner, professionally known as the Redneck Connector and proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And boy, we got a show for you folks today. I know most of everybody is probably fixing some dinner, doing something, or probably at family plans. So if you're popping in or staying with us, thank you so much. We know it means a lot. We know you're busy people, and but hey, you're you're going to meet some amazing folks, learn some tips, get inspired, and birds of a feather flock together, right, folks? So this is the show. This is your show, your time. Feel free to make comments, engage, share your own thoughts, ask questions. We'll do our best to get to it. And today's theme, protecting your peace, high performers holiday survival guide. And boy, do we have them in droves for you. All different industries from healthcare, boxing coaches, health people, right? All of it, right? So entrepreneurs and high performers, holidays affect us differently. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It's a tiny straw when you're already loaded up with family, business, all kind of things. Business doesn't slow down for us. Clients still need things. Families shifting to full gear. And yeah, emotions spike fast sometimes. I've been there, right? So most people go into December with good intentions, but we end up stressed, drained, and running on fumes. Been there a few years, decades. So that's why we're kicking this off, right? The Hounds Harmony Series, going out and just having a good time. You probably saw some short videos peppered around different people's profiles. And thank you for the engagement. And thank you, Hounds, for doing these, right? You are busy people, but you give back, you put out some tips that you learned the hard way so other people can navigate those easier. That's why we love you. So we're going to get this together. And before we bring the panel on, Mr. David, how are you, big dog?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing, Mike?
Man, you could tell this. I'm trying to behave. I'm so excited. Look at all these people in the comments, backstage. I'm living the dream, my friend. Appreciate you asking. So before we get going, I want folks to understand this. The only wellness program that A, I even took a serious look at, and B, that worked. And if it works for me, man, you might have been through 1,000 of them, and there you go. That's the only one I want to recommend. But real quick, tell folks about your community and the program that you have and how they can tap into it for only $10 before it goes up, because that nobody wants to pay more for this. It's goofy. So tell them all about it so they don't miss out.
Yeah, it's $10. It's affordable, not cheap. There's a big difference because you get great value and you get great results from it. It's the Life 42 Health Reset Community, and you can check it out at the life42hrc.com. And if you go there, you'll get a free PDF of the 9 simple golden rules for living a healthy, vibrant life. We give individual coaching, so you get that. You get a newsletter. You get a copy of my book, Jaded Health, which is right there. And also you'll get a copy of the forthcoming book, which is being released in February, A Path Forward. I sent yours in the mail already, Mike. You should receive it in a few days.
Sweet.
You also get posts that I put in the platform. If you have a question, like Mike asked a question the other day about BMI. So I did some research and wrote a post for him. Other people have questions. And usually I post about, 4 or 5 times a week. So it's not overwhelming. They're short. And most of the members are finding it very informative and useful. And same thing with the newsletter. They're getting a lot of great information. So it's not a lot of fluff. It's not a lot of, promotion or pitching anything. It's just giving you information so that you can live a healthy, vibrant life, create new habits that you enjoy and that work for you. So you're not on a diet. You're not going up and down. You're enjoying it. You don't feel like you're restricted.
No.
And so there's some grace in there. It's a 42-day program. However, once you finish the 42 days, you just keep going because 42 days is just the jump start.
Yeah, and there's days where you can mess up, which is very important to me. So just because you mess up one day doesn't mean that you're done. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and roll the intro and bring these amazing people up. So thank you for sharing that, David. Everybody in the comments, hey, your show. Have fun, engage, comment, ask questions. Let's get down to it. So if you're a high performer, high achiever, or you're on your way, let's do this.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right. Hey, David, how about we just open up the gate and let the cattle in kind of thing? Let's just let them all in. You want to do that?
Sure, that sounds great. Oh,
Here
by
we
the
go.
way, with Life 42, Mike, isn't what you say it's so easy, even the Redneck Connector can do it?
That's what you said. And then I said, yeah, that's absolutely true. Let's go with that. So let's get that graphic back up here for the new holiday so everybody can laugh with us, right? So let's, there, Diana, hello. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too.
Absolutely. So from the country of Georgia, but now in Vietnam. It's really cool.
Yeah, from the other side of the world, exactly 12-hour difference. You're having your evening. I'm starting my day.
Absolutely. And then we have, so that's Diana, and you are a boxer, you boxing coach, and you're really going really heavy and global with your YouTube channel and your media. So welcome to the show. So excited about you. And it caught my attention real quick.
Thank you,
I
sir.
met her. Yeah, I met you because I was scrolling through like 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I couldn't sleep. And I just happened to stumble across her live stream. And I was like, wow, that sounds like everybody in the Hounds, right? So a couple months later, guess what? Yay, she's here.
Connected.
So, oh, yeah, absolutely. So thank you for being here. And then we got Chris.
My pleasure. Honored to be here and honored to meet everyone else.
Oh, absolutely. And am I lagging a little bit? I feel like I am. No? Okay, it's lagging on my end. It's weird. So we have Dr. Chris DiStefano. Welcome to the show, my friend. I met you through the one and only awesome Tanya Eberhardt of Brand Face. Responsible. She gets the credit or blame for all this here, right? Because she helped me clean up and polish this up. And so, man, I'm super excited about you and how you're evolving rapidly, right? You help a lot of people locally with your business and acupuncture, but now you're taking that international. So welcome aboard. And then we have Amy Cornforth Long, former attorney. Well, you're still an attorney, but now you're going to be helping attorneys, and you have helped attorneys run their office and their life in better harmony, correct?
Yes. Good to be here, Mike.
Absolutely. And then last but not, I'm missing somebody.
Beverly.
What are you? Well, first of all,
I saw it, but I thought, well, maybe you're doing something different. I don't know.
you know what it is? I'm not used to having 800 people, and so they hid you on the screen. That's what, once a year. Right? So we got Beverly Neal Clinton with healingforwounds.com, doing amazing, innovative things in the healthcare. Doctors, clinics love her, and she's got more than just wound care. So go check her out. And then, last but certainly not least, Jennifer Thompson of I Am Magazine, right? International publication that gets hundreds of thousands of views per edition per month. And now they have a new men's division coming out, right? And we're going to talk about that in a minute. And I am just so blessed and honored that many hounds are in this upcoming magazine, contributing, writing, and supporting and promoting. So my goodness, man, I am just so elated. So I want y'all to briefly introduce yourself, share with what you're doing so people out there can relate to you, know where to find you, and make these great comments. I'm going to try to keep up. They're already flooding the thing. That's a great problem. So Diana, let's start with you. You're the newest hound. All right. We haven't even got her in the door yet, so she's already on the show. So Diana, you compete, you coach, you create content, right? And you're building a global platform. It's the holiday season, right? What does pressure look like for a young athlete creator trying to stay consistent?
Well, first of all, you know what? There is always a stress. There is always an outside factor stress, but that's something that we create in reality. So what I've been practicing lately, and it's interesting you brought up this topic for the show because that's something I've been delving into. After being back in Georgia, it was a little bit tough couple months, and then we're back to Vietnam, place we absolutely love. And I was like in this state that okay, I I don't live in present. I live, there's some things happen, so my mind is a little bit about thinking too much about that, and also about the future, all these plans, goals, my YouTube. Oh, I wasn't that consistent because of that. How it's going to affect the channel? So I decided to that it's enough. And guess what? I just focused. I just found I'm focusing for a few hours a day on being present, reading a book, having a coffee, take a walk on the beautiful beach. I don't know if you've ever seen, I suggested to look up the Chang City, Vietnam. It is amazing. Some people sometimes think, oh, is it Miami? Is it some part of, no, it's like, it's Nha Trang City. It's super place. So I was so much in myself and so much stressed out and letting that outside stress to affect me. And while also creating that boogeyman in my head. Once I decided to say enough and focus on the present, on the beautiful environment I'm in, well, guess what? It's all better. I feel stressed and I'm being more productive. So the numbers on the channel get higher. The engagement is blowing up. Preparing some media kit for potentially sending it to sponsors and different companies, and well, also finally joining Hounds and first time being on the show. So I think it couldn't be more productive than that. And holidays, I mean, excited. It's but it's at this point I'm in a good balance of just enjoying a few hours of a day, being present, being even a little bit of some spiritual woo stuff, but we all need that for soul, and we need a little bit of how you call that? Just the grounding. We all need to ground at times, right? And we have our own ways. So yeah, a few hours of day focusing on that, and everything. The rest of the hours is work, be productive, and yeah, I'm at a very good place right now. So
we got to give a shout
it.
out to your audience, Redhead Diaries, all the people on YouTube. Thank you for joining in to the Hounds of Business. Yep, you see her. We got, and hey, you guys, y'all grew patience on me like crazy. I was the most impatient man, but y'all worth waiting for. So, and by the way, you want to meet the boogeyman in my head? His name is David Manansky, right? He speaks all in health to me, but no, it's it really is helpful, because I mean I failed his program like the 8th time. Like, it was awful. Everybody else is like, I lost 19 pounds. I'm going, I failed 19 times. What the hell's wrong with me? And then, but that's what I mean. Like, we did his program. We did it real. We didn't cover it up and act like it was perfect, right? He knew I was going to mess up a little bit because it was a very challenging thing for me. So, but I love what you said. I love about, but it's not. It's self-improvement. When I get better, business gets better. It's simple as that. So, love having you here. We'll go to Jennifer Thompson, I Am Magazine. So happy to have you here. Wow, it's an honor. So,
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. So you manage deadlines, creatives, contributors, growing a magazine, now a second magazine, the men's launch. Woo, you make me look idle. So what's your personal strategy for staying clear and creative during the holiday month?
December is crazy, let me tell you. Actually, it starts early November and it builds up to crescendo in December. So I make sure that I survive December by creating some intentional space. Kind of like a bubble for my sanity. I need to disconnect, even if it's 20 minutes of quiet or maybe a little dancing. I love dancing, so I love putting my 80s music and
There you
start
go.
dancing. I'm big into dancing. You have no idea how much. And just enjoy my peace. At some point I have to just honor my time and disconnect. Not on the phone, not on the cell phone. I am not scrolling. I just go do something that I completely enjoy. And just recharge, get that energy back in my system. Because, after all, the season feels way lighter when you give yourself permission to show that you're human and not a superhero.
Wait a minute. See, off the bat, you two are like, I'm taking time for myself. I'm not even doing it. So you all are way advanced. And we're saying this because it is easy to, well, I'll just check one more message. I'll just take this one more call. Well, I'll just, I'll be able to sleep better if I do this. And then you never take time for yourself. You end up grumpy like I did. That's really unattractive in business and life, right? So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and it's so important. I see all the time, my husband, for instance, as soon as he wakes up, he takes the phone. I don't even look at the phone until after my coffee. It could be ringing a lot. It's like, if it's an emergency, they will call me. But if it's dinging with messages, I'm not going to do it. I need that moment before I start the day and before I go to bed, where I can just recenter myself and leave all these worries behind. I'm not saying that it's easy. By no means. There's sometimes that I lose sleep over a small detail. But yes, I think it's so important to give yourself the time that you need.
And if you
refocus.
If you fail, just keep doing it again. That's the thing is I beat myself up because I'm trying not to use the phone as soon as I wake up. Boy, that is a hard habit to break, isn't it? Got to make sure everything's okay. But those 5 minutes, they turn it into 10 minutes and so on. So even if you fail anything or you don't do it well the first time, well, be like me and the little engine who could. I mean, the 100th time's a charm, right, David? I mean, whatever, right? Because if you don't do it, there's a bigger bill, right? That's what I've learned. It's a price to pay to do it now, but the price to pay later for not doing it is even bigger, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. We're not bragging, but I look at the comments. These people are high achievers as well. They understand this, and it's good to encourage. We know this stuff, but coming from other people with different industries, backgrounds, all this stuff is helpful for us to go, I'm not a failure, right? I'm just human, like you said. So let's go to Beverly Neal Clinton of Healing for Wounds, since I forgot to bring her up because I can't pay attention. So, my friend, I appreciate you being here. And my goodness, you are a busy, busy lady, really blowing this up, running a major healthcare operation. How do you keep integrity, quality, and sanity during the busiest, most chaotic time of the year for most?
That's a great question. And it's interesting, the older I get, the more I can find myself reflecting on pieces of my life. The thing that's coming into mind now based on that question is when, not to mention we have two lawyers on the panel as well. I was a court reporter for a number of years, about 15 years, 12 to 15, it's been a minute. And that's one of the things that you just do instinctively is listen. I mean, literally, you're listening to every word. And I find that sometimes in the holidays, what ends up happening is as we run into people we haven't seen in a minute or people we've probably seen too much of during the course of the year, as you're engaging in these conversations, you're kind of already in your mind countering or trying to keep up with what they're saying. And it was something that I think Diana alluded to earlier, and it's just being present. It's taking that moment to be still and to be present. And to also understand that sometimes you don't actually need to punctuate the space with sound. Sometimes when it's quiet, that's when, that verse that says, be still and know that I am. Mm-hmm. That's a very true statement. It's in the midst of that storm as things are moving around you, and that can be family, friends, frenetic energy from buying gifts, not getting the right gift, running out of gas. It could be any myriad of things that happens when we interrupt in our lives. But it's taking that moment to listen. And this is a really small thing, but I found it to be very powerful. Random acts of kindness. I saw it, I think it was on one of your posts where someone went and they gave out flowers. I said, I'm going to go do that tomorrow. And I did. And I just grabbed, they were orange roses. And I just went and I dropped them off at each of the hospitals and at the desks and at the front desks. And if I was at the pharmacy, it was at there. And it's like, I may not have enough for all of y'all, so don't fight and kill each other, but this is for you guys because I really appreciate you. And it was well, what's your name? It's like, don't worry about my name. Just if this makes you smile, my job is done. It's those random acts of kindness that if you choose to do that, it's weird how it gives back to you to see the smiles, because there's nothing that they're looking for. It certainly wasn't anything they were expecting. So just taking the time to be present is one, and two, giving back through random acts of kindness, especially this time of year.
Well, but Beverly, you don't understand. I got a bunch going on. I got kids. I got this. I got that. I got to pay the bill. I forgot to do that. Blah blah blah. But you still say do it anyway. Right?
I say do it anyway. I say do it anyway because if not you, then who? You're called to more than what is it? For those who much is given, much is required. So you're called to set that example and set the pace, whether you like it or not. So if you don't do it, trust me, it's going to bite you in the butt. It is. So just do it. Get a good feeling from it because you did something that wasn't even expected. And what does that do? That just, again, reaffirms that within the world, there's still good people. Contrary to popular belief, there's still good people in the world.
Yeah, and they're here on the panel and in the comments. So there you go. Grab one of them if you need encouragement or reminders. And I need you to make me a ringtone like that. I need to wake up every day with you say, get it done. No excuses. You and David. Oh, my goodness. I'll jump straight out of bed with y'all yapping at me in the morning.
Well, that's the other thing from a Marine. It's improvise, adapt, and overcome. You never retreat. You move forward. You do not go backwards.
That comes straight. And I don't mean that I'm playing, but again, if you got the fire in your head, which is the negativity talk and all that stuff, then you got to throw water on it. That's the fire department. That's what I do. I go by, I listen to Diana, right? Like I need to be filled with positive stuff. The world is so full of negative. And any high performer, high achiever, ambitious human being, they don't listen to the news and things. They don't do the normal stuff I used to do, right? It doesn't mean we're better than. It just means you have to guard this. You really have to guard this. Like very few people are going to understand Diana getting up at 5 a.m. and training for 3 hours. She needs to be around people who will be like, yeah, get up and go. Not, oh, just take a break, blah, blah, blah. Right? They look at David smiling, talking about, yeah, I didn't climb Mount Kilimanjaro at 67 by listening to that stuff. No, sir. Right? So I love it. Amy, let's go to you. All right. You're in a bunch right now. You're an attorney, you're pivoting, writing, building, and leading. It's a lot of stuff to do, especially during the holidays. So how do you stay grounded when your identity and direction are all evolving at once? Because a lot of people are evolving and pivoting at probably the most challenging time. How are you doing it?
Well, the short answer is awareness, but I want to go back to something you said earlier about investing in ourselves. And I really want to just drive home that it's my belief that, taking time for yourself now, that's an investment. And when you do that, you avoid a cost later on down the line. So it's really important to look at it as an investment to, avoid those costs later. And as far as your question about staying grounded, and what I mean by being aware is during the holidays, it's so easy to succumb to, am I adding up to enough? Am I doing enough? Am I adding up to everyone else's expectations, society's expectations? Because we go through that all year long, but then starting at least in October, you have Halloween starts up, you have Thanksgiving, you have all of the holiday parties in December, volunteer events. Did you get the right ugly Christmas sweater for your office party? There's so much pressure stacked on to everything. And a lot of that is we do that to ourselves. We put that on ourselves. And so the important thing to stay grounded is to be aware that we're doing that and understand that maybe it's okay to scale back and you have to let go of something and then not try to be everything in every situation And are you trying to meet society's demands, or are you just trying to do what works for you this year, at this party, in this moment, this day, this week? Because it just varies constantly. I mean, I'll share, like this year, I've decided I'm not going to put up any Christmas decorations in my home. And there are a lot of people who are going to say that I'm a big Grinch for that. But that's just not important to me this year. I love the decorations, but I have a lot going on, and my time, it's not going to actually bring me peace to do that this year. What's going to bring me peace is to devote that time elsewhere, like being here with you all. I would normally do that on Thanksgiving weekend.
Hey, not to cut you off, but folks listening all over across these platforms, if you hate putting up holiday decorations, I like doing the inside. But I hate the outside. Oh my goodness. You want to turn me into Gargamel/Grinch. Tell me to hang Christmas lights up. Oh, even my wife is like, we want daddy happy. That we're not even going to do that. And my little girl, right, she's hyper like me. She just runs around and throws them. So it looks like a giant just threw it, just lights randomly at our house. It's so fun. We look like Griswolds, but, so, I mean, I respect that. I used to be like, well, that's what we have to do because that's what we used to do and our parents said to do. And as Beverly might say, I'm grown. I do what I want to do. Yeah, absolutely. I read your face, young lady. So, and then I saw Chris. Chris was about to blow on that one. He's like, absolutely. That's Chris's lane right here because he's living it and teaching it. He's evolving as he's helping other people, right? It's like you go up the hill and you reach back and grab someone else with you, right? So on that note, Chris, I want to hit this direction a little bit different with you because you do this. You help people, you know, very successful people, right? Decision makers, CEOs, a lot of folks in transition or just, they look fine on the outside, but inside, not so much, right? So you work with all this stuff, mentally and emotionally overloaded people, very successful. What spikes during the holidays that we don't talk enough about in your opinion?
Everything. Really the biggest thing, you actually hit it when you spoke, Mike. It's the same thing as you checking your phone in the morning. It's this belief of perfection that I'm the one holding it all together. That's not true. It's all being held together and I'm part of it. The more I'm able to let go and be in the flow of that, the more I'm present with myself, the more I'm authentic with everyone else, the more I'm valuing me and the people around. It keeps reflecting back. And I have a short story. This just happened yesterday. It was a disaster, and that's what I love about it. One of the biggest things I do is help people find trust in themselves and in something bigger. Because once we have that, the anxiety's got nowhere to hang out. The depression, it's gone. And I do it a lot of the time through the body because that's my avenue. I came up with a method for it. I love doing it. It throws people into relaxation that fast. But I get home, and there's 2 turkeys, not one, and we're not hosting. So we got a problem here because there's no room in the freezer. So one's in the fridge, one's in a cooler bag, in a cooler. And I'm like, all right, I got to make a turkey. So I call home before I get there and I say, hey, take that turkey out of the fridge. That thing's going in the oven. I get home, the turkey's still on the counter on a cutting board. And I also bought lemons, and I know those are about to go bad. I look up a recipe. I'm like, this seems like a good idea. It's some butter, some lemon, this and that, and the other thing. Put it on the turkey and throw it in the oven, 350, 3 hours, great time. And I sort of winged it on the recipe too. Put the thermometer in, there's no popper. I put the thermometer in the turkey. And I'm like, this is a bony turkey. But I take it out because it's looking pretty. My wife takes a look at it and she says, why is there no popper? I'm like, yeah, I guess it didn't come with one. No, I put it in upside down. So now I got to take this thing out. It's burning the living bejesus out of me. And she gets me some serving forks. I flip it over. And now it's all gross and white on the top. It's really not fun. So I put it in the oven for 400 for another 40 minutes. You want to baste the top? It's really good. Now, I'm not a gravy guy. I'm a cranberry sauce guy. I made some cranberry sauce. This turkey is the best turkey I ever had. I just found out. I told the patient this morning. She tells me there's a TikTok trend to cook them upside down. This is what I call trusting and going with it. Dropping the resistance. Best turkey I've ever made. Probably the best one I've had. And it was just a series of unfortunate events. But I didn't sweat any of them. I just laughed my way through and loved it.
Yes. I have to agree with that. I think that we forget actually how to enjoy the the holidays because we are always looking for perfection. When
Yes.
reality, those messy moments, the real life stuff are the ones that are the stories that you tell 10 years to remember when we did this. So, and you laugh about it and the whole family can have those moments, those messy moments. I have to agree with you. Just go with it and embrace it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, real quick, audience, if you want to chime in, I don't know why you wouldn't. This is about to get real fun. Beverly knows how this goes. So turkey tragedy. Yeah. And by the way, I didn't do this, but when I was a kid, that real thin plastic they leave around it on. You used to live, threw the whole thing in, cooked it just with the plastic on. Yes. And then the second best one, y'all can chime in with this if you want before we get in. And this is what I mean, Chris, to your point. Well, everyone made this point. Perfection and getting it right. Let me tell you, I don't remember any holiday where it was just right. I remember the holiday season when my mom made pancakes for breakfast that turned into Frisbees. I don't know how she did it to this day. Like no water. I don't know what it was. And so we threw the Frisbee in the house, the pancake Frisbee outside. I mean, they never broke. Like we bashed it with a hammer. And so again, we're having fun, but guys, come on. That's the stuff that memories are made of. Grandkids will be hearing about that kind of stuff. And so don't get too bent out of shape, right? Right, Jennifer?
Yes.
Let it go. And
Go
nobody
with the
bats
flow.
it.
And I always say the universe has a way to give you what you need when you need it. And if you are so narrow-minded and you like the horses, they put these things so they don't look otherwise sideways, you miss that moment. You have to have your spirit open, your hands open, and just receive and go with the flow.
Absolutely. Did y'all? I haven't got to it yet, but it's on the screen. Brandy, good to see you, Brandy. She's a hound. She's busy. She said, Mike, you should do a show about holiday mishaps. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Diana, do you have any mishaps, or everything's just perfect all the time? Or you got a story? You got to.
No, I love it. I mean, everything is. I was just thinking. I have a flashback since I think I'm the only person here who doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving because we don't have such a thing in Georgia, right? It's a purely American thing. But our holidays kind of, there's some, actually yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, it was St. George's Day in Georgia. So we have a lot of church-related Christian holidays. And obviously we're going to have Christmas, but we celebrate Christmas in January, actually. Which is ironic because in the church songs it says 21st December Jesus was born, but we do that because guess what? Because in the Soviet Union this is how it was. I think it's you just using different calendar. But anyways, and a lot of Georgians celebrate both now. They celebrate 25th, and we have New Year's, and we have some 1st, 2nd January. It's about it's a day, Bedoba. Bedi is fate, day of the fate, meaning that whatever you do on 2nd January, this is how your old year is gonna go. And then we have the 2nd Christmas, so 6 to 7 January, and there is the guess what? Old New Year. We also celebrate Old New Year, which is 14th or something. So Georgians love holidays. And as much as it's, I don't think it's stressful in the way like maybe it would be for you, friends. It's just like mostly I remember my grandma and my mom a little bit, always stressing about cooking. And that's it, pretty much. After that, Georgians know how to rest. Georgians know how to celebrate. I think way too much. I grew maybe in the opposite way. So I always had this sense that it's kind of a waste of time. So I want to do something productive. Like in the 2nd of January, when I was with a hiking community back in Georgia, like I went on a hike. Like my parents were crazy, like, wow, like where are you going? You're going somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and it's like right after the New Year celebration. Like, well, then what? Because I guess it's about balance. We're coming from different parts of the world, and it can go either way. It can go too stressful about having everything perfect, but also, way too much of their celebration, way too much of the heavy food, way too much of the kind of getting off the rails. And I think to me, it's like in everything in my life, and I think everyone's life, back to the balance. Like, the balance is the key. Finding that the balance between these two is the key. And I think everyone else said, they said great tips. So thank you guys for that. We're talking about pretty much same topic, but everyone bringing like a little aspects, details, like nuances to it, and those nuances matter. How you approach, grounding, rest, relaxation, for the sake of productivity. I'll just gonna say one more thing, last thing. Same as in the physical training, your brain and your mind and your body is not separated; they're linked, right? And same as the body recovery. When you do resistance training, strength training, especially the high impact training, well, what are the modern protocols saying? Recovery is the most important thing, most important part of the physical preparation, performance preparation. Well, same in life, right? If you have so many goals and you go like you want to do, let me do one more of this, but you start feeling that you're doing for the cost of your own peace, and you're already pushing your body and mind too much, but you still keep going because you need to chase something. You need to keep moving because, if you stop, then what? It's going to be like hard to start again. But well, that's the key. I mean, no, we find the balance between, we do high impact, do high performance when it's the time for it, and then we give as much, if not more, time to recover, and then we do it again, and it becomes it becomes like a sprint, rest, sprint and rest, and long term it becomes a marathon because you go ahead, like you achieve a lot in your life by not stopping, basically. But not stopping doesn't mean like you cannot just keep moving all the time. It's just gonna burn you out, right?
But
So,
yeah,
thank you for all the I'm notes for you guys, from you guys, like a lot of thoughts in my head.
No, and first of all, we learned a lot from you. So nobody knew none of that, probably, right? Maybe some people did. And what was that? You said the second week of January, whatever you're doing, they say you're going to be doing it. So no complaining. I got to put that on my calendar. I don't want to be complaining and be complaining all year long. All right. But it's Diana, and we'll go around on this, but you brought up a good point. What got me here was the grind and the tenacity, the determination, the David Goggins kind of thing, right? Like just go, go, go. But then I realized, well, you feel tired, fight harder. And then I realized Michael Phelps took a break before he went to the Olympics and won a gazillion gold medals, right? Like people who are at the top athletic, and you, right? People who are top level athletes, they take rest. They may not want to, but it's smart. It's scientific, right? So even thank you for telling people that, because a lot of folks are just in grind mode. And if you want to go to the next level of high performance, you got to do that. And that's where I'm at. I'm not Yoda right here, gal. I'm sitting there going, I got to take a break. I hate it. But listen, if I want to become more, I got to do something different. I can't do the same stuff. Look at David, like finally he's getting it, right? Hey, I'll get there, buddy. Go ahead.
D'Amato was teaching Tyson, and Tyson been saying that frequently too. One of the rules: do something that you hate like you love it.
Yeah, discipline. Yeah, but also for me, it's rest. It's not the grind. It's for me. That's the hard part. For you, for somebody else, it might be the fight. For me, it's the taking the time off. So we all have challenges. I love that. And by the way, David, was that a cat? This is the Hounds, man, right? Like sit over like Dr. Evil with that cat.
Yes, it's cat. And I got the 3 dogs laying down over there.
Okay. We like cats, dude. Don't send me hate mail. All right. My cat will eat it. Don't do it. All right. So let's see. Round table. All right. I want everybody to chime in a little bit and kick this around. Audience, thank you for chiming in. We're going to get to it. And Bass has some questions, so we're going to pop in there. But let's get honest for a moment. What's one thing you struggle with personally during the holidays that people might be surprised to hear, right? Or you just struggle, but some people like me, some people like you struggle to rest. Yes, hell yes, I struggle to rest. So let's see. Let's go to who's been quiet lately. David, you've been quiet petting that cat. So is there anything that you struggle with? Because you seem to be pretty put together. You've been at this quite a while, and you practice what you preach.
Struggle resting. I'm like you, Mike. I'm got to be doing something, always on the go, working, moving. So yeah, taking time for myself. When I was practicing divorce law, it was very hard during the holiday season because I was always getting emergency phone calls and having to go down to court, and the courthouse during that time of year is the skeleton crews. And unless it was life and death, you weren't going to get anything done. And it was very frustrating, Thanksgiving morning, getting a phone call from a client, or Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So I'm just glad I'm not doing it anymore because it was very unhealthy for me. And the other thing is, talking about holidays and funny things, my wife and I were down in Mexico a couple of years ago on the 4th of July at a restaurant, and a family comes in, and the father says, "Where are the fireworks tonight?" And the waiter looks and says, "Fireworks?" And he goes, "Yes, the 4th of July." And the waiter says, "This is Mexico. We don't celebrate the 4th of July." And the look on his face was precious.
Look, Beverly's in New Mexico, so she's going, yeah. Yeah.
Close
But
enough.
I have, a philosophy I follow I call them the 3 F's, and that's to have fun, go with the flow, and be flexible. And if you do that, everything will be fine.
Well, Amy, you've been quiet over there, and you don't have a cat, so we'll go. And by the way, Kaylee, she is. Did you all see that comment? Look at that. See, we're streaming off of Diana's and other people, and across, birds of a feather flock together, folks. This is what I love about it. So Kayla, absolutely, she is. That now, when I can't sleep on the weekend, I'm like, I'm gonna find another Diana. I'm all excited. Now I stay up till 2 a.m. trying to find another. It takes a while. There's not, people with this
like
mindset.
I want to say just to work with Kayla. Sorry, Mike. Like Kayla, hi. Kayla's been one of the real ones. I have certain people since I started live streaming there. And she's from Texas. She's a hockey coach, ex-police person, very interesting person. Maybe I should connect you. But wonderful. She's been giving me support, maybe like no one else. There are a few people who do that, so that's quite. You imagine not knowing people like personally, you never met them, but here we are. You have that support, and that's something that also helps us to keep moving forward.
Hockey coach, we got an ESPN radio show. So Kaylee, connect us. All right, enough said. No more shameless plugs until about 5 minutes from now. So let's go to Amy. Amy, question to you, right? Is there anything surprising that you struggle with during the holidays that, or just in general?
I don't know if it's surprising, but just the schedule disruptions. I like structure, I have my routines all day today. I thought it was Friday, but it's Wednesday and I just can't get my head around it. So I think that, by the time we get to January 1, I'm just like, thank goodness, because I'm ready to get back to normal, and just have the regular schedule, even though there's no such thing as normal. So I don't have a funny mishap story about Thanksgiving or Christmas, but I do have one about Easter, and it does involve a dog. So years ago, back when we would dye Easter eggs, and we had put the Easter eggs in our Easter baskets and set them out, the dog got a hold of all the Easter eggs, and she was carrying them and putting them underneath the bed and eating them. It would take a while before we discovered them, but that's my holiday mishap. Where'd all the Easter eggs go?
That's what I do when David comes around. I gotta hide my candy in the pouch, and I gotta take a smoothie glass and put something bad in it. No, I'm joking. Maybe. Yeah, I shouldn't tell him that while he's sitting here, I guess. All right, nobody tell David I said that. All right. Well, no, I candy. Oh my gosh, Halloween. I'm tanked. Seriously, I had to throw that stuff in the garbage. I had a eulogy for it. Oh man, I turned into Cookie Monster, Beverly. It's awful. Even my little girl, she's 6 years old. She walked up to me and said, "Daddy, you're gonna get diabetes." And I was like, "You've been talking to David. You have been. You're right." And I just threw it out. And then she come over and asked me for candy. I'm like, "Don't work that way." So let's go, Jennifer.
My
I mean,
struggle.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love to do everything. There's a saying in Spanish that says, you know, I better not say it here. Let's move on. I want to be part of everything. I want to do the parties, the calls, the volunteering, the social media, you name it. Whatever is going on, I want to be part of it. So saying no, it is difficult. I want to be involved in everything. So I have to be honest with me and say, okay, what is saying yes to this occasion going to bring me? The last thing I want to do is end up turning into the Grinch by the end of the holiday, you know? So I think it's very important for people to just say no. You know, everybody has a party, you know, the companies are throwing parties, they're inviting you to these events, and it gets to a moment where you really need to be honest with yourself. And if it's not bringing you joy, don't do it. If it's gonna be, you know, rushing from one event to the next one, don't do it, because then you're not present. Choose a couple of different things and do it with your heart. Do it with spirit, with everything that when you're there, that you're present at the moment. And the reward is not going to be only good for you, but good for the people that have invited you to that event or that situation. You have to be present, and less is more sometimes, you know.
Sage advice. I heard Baz Porter, so he's in here. He's a high-level coach. I'm blessed to have him to coach me. He was talking about me getting better, even better at saying no. Because when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So if you're just filling your calendar, better opportunities may not be there. And then Chris Jarvis, right? Very ultra high-level guy, very successful heart center. We had him on the show, and he's over there saying, yeah, I've got to say no better. And now here, everybody, I don't know if I need a notary stamp from the universe, but you know, like that's how hard-headed I am. When I hear it 800 times, I'm like, yeah, put that on your list. Say no. But then it's like, well, what if I say no to the wrong stuff? You know, come on. What if worms had machine guns? Birds wouldn't mess with them, right? Like, Diana, you relate to that, right? Like, if I say no, I might miss out on the big thing.
But you know, if it's meant to be yours, it's gonna come around again.
You're delayed.
Yeah,
That's why everybody's cutting you off.
The skill of saying no is one of the fundamentals, and I actually assume that we all are here, and that's something that most of people don't do. So I think we practiced it a little bit, and I had a hard time saying it when I was a kid. I was very nice, very soft, like a princess. Like, might not think about it right now after boxing and all that grind, but I, at some point very early in my life, I decided to, okay, I got to be stronger, have a stronger boundary. So it's like a practice, and no one is born with that. It's something that you exercise, and it transcends into your results. So I believe that you're already better. You all are already better at saying no than a lot of people. But it's also, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Mike. Yes, and what if I say, but I never thought about it that way, because I think a little bit of intuition and common sense also helps you. Like, I think just put that aside. Don't worry too much about it, because I like the phrase, and I smiled at it because that's what Chris says. And I remember he worked a little bit with my client, and so yeah, basically we were talking about saying no to someone because you say yes to yourself. And yeah, that's very helpful.
Well,
are you guys here?
Yeah, there's a massive delay. No, not your fault, and we'll make it through. Don't worry about that. And dead on. I seen everybody shaking.
Okay, you're back. It's like one of you is a
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's a live show. This is what happens. I threw water all over myself the other day. So it made a great short video. So And don't let me forget anybody. If I do, just shout out, hey, what's wrong with you? But Chris, Dr. Chris. So do you have anything? Because I'll be listening to
I
one
got
guy.
lots of things.
Okay, I was going to say it's either zero or a bunch. Go ahead.
First off, the power of no, you guys are nailing it. That's like step one of what we call shadow work. Step one of valuing yourself. If I do something I don't want to do that's not true and inauthentic, it's never going to end well. And it's like eating candy to get full. It doesn't end well. So one of my weaknesses, this is, first of all, obviously, I don't coordinate my colors well over the holiday season. Secondly, I tried to do Thanksgiving and whatever else is in the background. Secondly, I love Thanksgiving because it's like Christmas without having to worry about getting gifts. So if I get someone a gift, I'll not get them a present for years because I got to find the right thing. When I give something, it's gonna nail. It's gonna be a bullseye, and I don't like throwing off the board. So that's one of those weird things with me. You're either going to get the best one or you're getting nothing for a little while. But just know when you get it, I mean it. It's not obligatory. And then when I get the right one, I'm sitting there with ants in my pants waiting for Christmas because I just want to give it to somebody because I know the joy that I just brought that person. So gifts are such a powerful paradox for me.
Yeah, man, good insights. Diana, can you hear us now? Or are we still lagging a little bit?
No, I mean, now it's been good. I'm just like, I'm not worried about it. I was just wondering if you heard me or not because it was started disappearing. I was like, oh, guys, okay.
No, I hate when it does that. So Beverly, we didn't get to you, did we?
No.
Because you're perfect and you ain't got nothing.
No, oh, no, true. But that's why you are my friend. You lie so well. Thank you so much.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. You need a hug, I got plenty.
That's right.
You go ahead. So what is it for you? If there's anything, the struggle personally during the holidays, and some people might be surprised.
I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I am saying I'm older now and I've managed to just create the space for me. Holidays are very important to me. As far as family is concerned, I don't care about the stuff. I've never cared about the stuff. As a matter of fact, I had one girlfriend, she said, I'm surprised your kids aren't axe murderers, because it's like, I was already thinking, if I put this stuff up, I'm going to have to take it down. I'm not doing all of that. So I never did that. So they would go over to their friend's house for that. But the cooking, that's real big in my house. One of the things that we do is we make egg rolls. And I mean, literally, for Thanksgiving, we sit around and the whole family makes egg rolls. So that means my 4-year-old grandbaby that y'all saw this year, she will be sitting at that table making egg rolls. And we just cook and we laugh, we sing, we dance, we drink, we eat, it's the whole feeling of it all, that no matter where we are, we all come together for that. And it's just always a special time. So that's why I said I don't really have anything that stresses me out, because I've kind of moved everybody in that way, that it's just a time for us to really remember why we're together, and it's really about family.
Yeah, real quick, you said you said you don't like to take the decorations down. Rednecks are notorious for that. Y'all know, you drive around the country and you'll see Christmas lights on forever and that must be where Christmas in July came from. You driving through my neck of the woods going, these cats still have them, and the lights are on, not just hanging on the wall or in the house. They're on. Yeah, it's like Santa comes here every day.
Well, here in New Mexico, our state question is red or green, and that refers to our chili. But oh my God, yeah, you see those red and light Christmas lights on all the trees all year round around here. And that's fine. That's one of the things I say to people about New Mexico. I say New Mexico is just it's like this hidden gem, and when now we're starting to get like a lot of Californians and a lot of Texans and a lot of New Yorkers, and they're like, they're go, and we're like, oh no, it's always we got time. We can get it all done. You don't have to pull your hair out. So yeah, it's ironic that I ended up here in New Mexico. It's totally my vibe. just they get me.
Yeah, I just thought about this. Not that anybody cares, but it's my show, so I can say stupid things, right? So the big giant Christmas bulbs. Yeah, see that we're fancy redneck in my day. So we got the little dainty LED bulbs. When I drive over to the store, I'm like, that's where I came from. They got them
The
giant
big ones, right? The
Steve
big
Martin.
ones, the ones that look like pine cones. Exactly right. Those are the ones we grew up with too. That's exactly right.
Look at
And
David.
here, red and green everywhere. Red and green everywhere.
Even David's like, what'd I get myself into? All right.
It's like I'm never coming back with those people ever again.
If we don't chase off new hound Amy, I know we're okay. All right. So yeah, she fits right in. She's like, no more strays. So I didn't leave anybody on that, did I? Everybody good? All right. And audience, thank you so much. And did y'all see the comment? But Brandy, the obligation is what stresses me out. Obligation to past traditions, family obligations, and the obligation of trying to bring magic to everything. Brandy, you are courageous and just open. Yeah, absolutely. Like, well, you're not coming this year? Oh, don't tell your mom or somebody you ain't going to do something like you ain't done for 50 years. Oh, wow. But again, we talked about this. Anybody want to chime in? Go ahead. But we talked about this. I'm thinking about maybe going to Dollywood or, Pigeon Forge. I mean, I said, look, we can go see the other family members before Christmas. I said, but if we want to pack our stuff and Beverly Hillbilly ourselves down to, Gatlinburg or something, we're going to do it now. And we don't have to be rude about it, but I want to be happy. I do. I don't want to be sitting around and all that jazz. And, and I know Chris and David will have to pop on that one because they learned it. They were very graceful and kind. But, if I want to go, I want to go. Right.
No, can I say something? I want to mention that I've been practicing, and it helps to set your boundaries without even offending anyone, is especially with the loved ones. Tell them that you love them. I love you. You're the dearest person to me, but I'm going to do this thing. Why? Because this and that. So when you started from I love you and you let them know openly about that, but then you give them a reason why you want it, maybe just for yourself, maybe you just want to do something else. So it's like a balance between obviously spending time with family, having the right communication, respect, but also kind of easing out the knots and those triggers. You know what I mean? Because over time, even though the family and the family members should be the closest people to you, like relationships can get tight over time because of that lack of communication with love. So don't be afraid. Try it, even if there's going to be resistance, which I guarantee will be. Your grandma is going to tell you that's nonsense, this and that. That's okay. Start with the I love you, but I'm going to do this because I already made the decision. I'm an adult. I'm going to prioritize this. But because we're family, we can make it an alternative. We can do something later, or we can find a compromise as well. I mean, it's not like fully going on. There is also a balance between complete selfishness and prioritizing your peace and happiness, right? So that's what I do. I always say, I love you. And it's funny to see the expressions because they love you back. They actually love you at the deepest of their hearts, but then they're like the mix of the resistance, disagreement, but then they're like, okay, you know what? I thought about it. Yeah, I love you too. It's fine. Just do your thing. And that helps. That helps to heal the relationships.
Hey, let me explain that smile on David's face. It's bigger than normal. Is because he just did a video short. And he said the same thing. He's like, listen, if everybody's shoving food in your face, right, Chris? And it's very tempting. It's very hard. And you don't want to be rude. And we didn't think about this before we went in. So we're like, yeah. So I love that because David's video, he said, hey, just tell him, hey, I'm on a restricted diet. I appreciate the offer, but I have to respectfully decline. And then it might be a conversation starter, right, David? Yeah, people. Hey.
Exactly. I always start out with, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time and effort and expense in preparing this. Like you said, however, I am on a restricted diet and I'm not allowed to partake, or I'm only allowed to have a little bit. I hope you'll understand and appreciate, where I'm coming from. And 100% of the time they always do. It even works in restaurants. When I go, I usually tell the server I'm on a restricted diet and I like to order, and I tell them if I want fish or beef or whatever, and a side of whatever. And they're like, okay. And they're always happy to accommodate. Sometimes they even come back 2 or 3 times and ask if it's okay to use a certain oil or use seasoning. And so it's a good way of not offending anybody, yet setting your boundaries, as Diana mentioned.
Absolutely. All right. So I will have you guys here till midnight, and
Yeah,
go ahead.
so just a little, like I was saying about family members, because you don't tell necessarily your boss, I love you, but so yeah, it's a good point. But absolutely the same idea. You can be polite and respectful and loving and appreciating, but still set your boundaries and without the intention to offend anyone.
No, Diana, it's too late. I'm going to run behind the garbage truck tomorrow screaming, I love you. Well, not tomorrow. No. And then I'm going to say, go to Redhead Diaries, as she told me to do it. There you go. So now we have a good time. All right. So my goodness, I will keep you all here till midnight, but nobody's going to do that. So let's close out with a rapid fire 3 questions. So answer as quickly as possible. We'll go around 3 questions, and then we'll knock it out. Sound good? All right, we're going to start with who's been quiet over there? Who's been Chris? Oh, come on, man. You ought to see us on the phone. It's just word city like a machine gun of words, man. All right.
I'm surprised you haven't asked me if I'm sick. I've been so quiet.
Yeah, I will have later. No, but it's up. All right, everybody get ready. All right, what's one message every high performer out there needs to hear before stepping into the holidays or getting ready to step in it? Chris, go ahead.
Take a breath, relax, enjoy. You don't have to do it all, and if you try, it works a lot better when you bring everyone else in.
Yeah. Diana. Yes, I can repeat the question.
I think, okay, now, yes, here I am.
Yeah, one message you want
Chris,
every
can you
high
repeat the
performer
last
to
one?
know.
One message. Well, same as I've been kind of implying for entire time. For the high performance, if you have set the high goals and you want to achieve all those high goals, don't forget about rest.
There you go. And don't forget to take the wrapper off the turkey or throw it upside down and then realize everybody's doing it like Chris, right? Yeah, you can't make that up. Dude, all right. So, Jennifer, to you. One
Yes.
message you want all high performers to know before stepping into the holidays, like real deep.
My message is take an intentional rest. Schedule it like if it was an important meeting. Even if it's a short, deliberate break, either stretching, journaling, moving your body, or just taking a guilty pleasure, something that will help you recharge your energy, and it will supercharge your output when you return just by that taking that intentional rest. Your body, your mind, you need it. Trust me, you'll feel better.
And folks, well, like everybody on this panel, she's busier than Santa Claus. So this is not just stuff that somebody at a coffee shop wrote to sell a book. Like, these are people who are living this, and they're not perfect at it. They're honest. That's why they're here. But you just keep trying. You just keep going back up. You get knocked down. Well, Boxer Diana, you get back up. That's the whole point of it, right? Life, business, whether it's a cupcake shop or a daggum boxing match, same mindset. Right, Beverly? Yep. Military,
Yes.
you already know. So same question to you, my friend. What is one message you think every high performer needs to hear before stepping into holiday?
The S on your chest. This is something my husband says to me, by the way. The S on your chest does mean super, like superwoman, but it also means S for being smart. You have to take care of yourself. You have to make time. And I mean that. You have to make time. And I like what Baz says. No, I'm paraphrasing because I like the way Baz said it better, but no really is a complete statement. And it doesn't take anything away from anybody else. But it does create the space, which is another S word that you require, because only you can do what you can do. You can have other people that step in, but trust me, there are going to be times when they're going to say, I'm sorry, it's really nice to talk to you, but I really wanted to talk to you. because you developed that relationship. But you've again got to be smart and take care of yourself so that you can continue to produce.
Amen. And you, I can't believe you still answer my call. Not just because you're busy, but I have to ruin everybody knows me. And if I love you and I talk to you, boy, I can talk. And y'all just I'm like, man, I'm keeping y'all up till 1 a.m. Dadgummit. So I even tell people, hang up on me. You don't need me to start it. Yeah, I'm self-aware, David. Yeah. So, all right, Amy, what is it to you? Because you're going through what's unique about you right now, Amy, is that you're already busy, right? You've been an attorney, or you are an attorney, but now you're pivoting and you're doing all this at one of the most stressful, like busiest times, which is highly impressive. So if someone's like you and they're like, okay, I don't want to wait to pivot and grow and do new things, what is one thing you want them to hear that can help them stepping into holiday?
Number one, just take it one day at a time. And number two, everything's going to work out.
Daggum straight. And that's called faith. That's called intention. Yeah. Because everybody asked me, David, they said, well, how? I don't know how. Are you serious? How? I just know if I keep doing the things that are principle based and, doing my best and learning and growing and having coaches, right? We didn't even get to talk about that. I was an amateur, Amy, for so long. That's probably why I stayed plateaued. But then I realized anybody, boxers, athletes, they all have high level coaches and they keep graduating. Right. So that's why I went to David's program and fell off the horse 50 times, because I needed a coach. I needed somebody who can see that. Right. And tell me. And that's what you do. You help. You're about to really get into this. You found your niche and you're really wanting to help law firms, business, law firm owners really get that harmony and synergy and be happy and get things done. Correct. Because ain't nobody busier on earth and stressed out than attorneys, I could imagine. That's a very high stress thing to do. And then they go back home tired and dealing with stuff. And then they got their families and woo. So, you're speaking from experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious. All right, David, we didn't skip you, did we?
I would just say, be kind to yourself. So if you overindulge or have something you eat that you shouldn't eat or don't need to eat, just, again, be kind to yourself, enjoy it, and start over the next day. Just don't beat yourself up.
You
Bruce
got it.
has a very famous quote about that, not talking negative to yourself.
And that's one of the biggest advantages that in your course, in your community, and just having a conversation. It's like Aristotle. It's just logical. It makes sense. And it's hard to argue with. You're like, yeah, it makes sense. It's like Chris, you get a story, you get a background, but it's hard to argue with it, but it's not you. Sometimes, real quick, when I have a good thought, I think it's BS because it was my thought, right? Does anybody want to admit that? Not so much as it used to be, but still, I'm like, wow. But if Chris says it, I'm like, oh hell, it must be true. Like, it's nice to bounce stuff off each other, especially if you're the health guy. I'm not the health guy. I'm the redneck, right? I do business stuff. So, that's what I love about having you guys and all the people in the comments and all the folks, friends of the Hounds. I don't have to know it all. I don't have to know hardly anything, to be honest. I just do my thing and you guys compliment me, right? And that's what I love seeing you guys do. You compliment each other, right? Like you and David and Diana, that's cookies and milk, right? There's the physical, mental aspect. They both bring different aspects to it. It's amazing. And this is why it works so well. All right, real quick, rapid fire. I'm the one holding it back. So what's one thing that will make December going into January better? Even if everything stays chaotic, what's one thing you want people to take away that might benefit them or benefit you? Diana. Oh, it's massive delay.
I think it's a little delay again.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's not your fault.
Not a good time for the rapid question.
That's okay. No, you're graceful. We'll have you back. You're good. No worries. All right, Chris. What's one thing? One thing that
you were. Most important thing, and this is why I love this group. These are people I can trust. These are people I can ask for help from. Biggest handicap is not asking for help. Ask for help. Bring people in. This is the love. This is the joy. This is not pushing away all the time. It's bringing the time in. making it memorable the days leading up to, making it special for everyone.
Yeah, do it. All right, Jennifer. And this is going, Jennifer, I'm going to write notes on this.
I think make it everything. Okay. I would say prioritize one intentional act of joy a day. Even if it's a small moment, like sending a silly joke or sharing a laugh with somebody. Just taking that mindful pause makes the month lighter and more memorable at the end of the day. And I think your heart grows 2 sizes when you do that as well.
Look, is that was a Grinch reference? See, yeah,
Of course.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't know. My daughter, I told her, my 6-year-old, I said, hey, I said, well, we go watch Ninja Turtles, the old one, right? And number 2 with Vanilla Ice in it. I'm a Vanilla Ice fan. I know. I'm not ashamed. Not ashamed to admit that, David. But now she's chasing me around, wanting me to watch Ninja Turtles all day. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to take some time off with your permission and encouragement and go watch every Ninja Turtle I can find. That's what we're going to do. Did I miss anybody? Because I probably did. Did I not miss anybody with that? No? Or are you just saying that because y'all want to go bathroom or something? All right. So let's wrap up. One thing, and I'll just freestyle this, folks. Just take the next 20 seconds. One thing that there's somebody like you. There's little Diana over there, right? And they're kind of new to this and they're trying to find harmony, but it's just really hard. Maybe it's their first, really good try. Maybe it's their first holiday season doing this, setting boundaries. What is it that you would advice, encouragement that you would give them? Little baby step that they can take and grow with.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. Just start.
Daggum straight. That's how I got here.
Oh, I'll just add up from the Georgian tradition, the 2nd of January. Remember that's the day of you setting your fate, choosing your fate. Well, then choose your fate.
Yeah.
Choose what you're gonna plan for, what you want to do, each and following year. We were talking about boundaries, be able to say no with love and respect, but always choose yourself, because when you choose yourself, you can choose others too. You can make others' lives better if you are at peace with yourself.
Love it. Thank you, Diana. I'll put this in redneck speak, way less eloquent. Are you riding the horse or is the horse riding you? There you go. Right, Chris? Either you're going to take into control and define success, or it's just going to happen to you, and that usually sucks. So what's your 2 cents, Chris?
Well, Diana nailed it. Seriously, self-care is not selfish. And if you don't do self-care, what are you? You got nothing left. So I'm actually skipping to New Year's also. I was talking with a patient today. New Year's resolutions. Don't set something that's ridiculous, like, I'm going to wake up at some ridiculous time and go to the gym and eat well. Set something that's not too little. Set something you can do that's just a little bit of a stretch to build that habit that you've been looking to have. Something you'll be able to do and succeed at, because as that stacks, you're going to have the best. Every day gets better. So leading up to it, prepare yourself. Start making the new you before New Year's happens. And when New Year's happens and the pressure is off, you're going to soar.
Yeah. Well, I see. I can mess that up too. Listen, my redneck isms. Reach for the stars. You might grab a tree branch. Yeehaw. Yeah. Seriously. No, my daughter.
I need a book of these, Mike.
Like the redneck discount fortune cookies. That's what I need.
I love it. You need to do that.
Yeah,
Put them in fortune cookies. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I think I should run your T-shirt in the what is it, swag shop, because you have so many colloquialisms. I could just throw them on a shirt: pink, blue, red, bright yellow.
All right, we'll do that. All right, I just want a pillow. Look, now I'm cutting out. But even the internet's like, you talk too much. Get out here. All right, so Just somebody freestyle. I can't even keep up with who said what. If you didn't answer that, all right, what is that one last takeaway that you want to give to inspire someone similar to you? Someone who's new to this journey. They want to set boundaries. They want to be happy and healthy. But yeah, it's not easy. People aren't going to understand it. What's your little takeaway, Amy?
One time a day, just say, what if it all works out? Just say that instead of
Perfect.
whatever else you've been saying. Say it one time a day, at least.
Dude, you and David could have like the most meaningful show in 7 minutes. You know that, right? Like you two. Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, like a million reasons. That's easy, Chris, right? A million reasons, Diana, that you can't be successful, that you shouldn't go and do that. You shouldn't be an athlete. But the hard part is one. Give me one daggum reason you could. Why you should. Boy, I scratched my head and sat there stunned for like 10 hours going. But Chris, we know. We just don't want to admit it. Go ahead, Diana.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing. It is not directly related maybe to the holiday topic, but we're talking about success, right? Well, another thing, we were talking about self-love and prioritizing yourself first already. Well, second thing is choose who you surround yourself with. Like if not my husband and as the closest person, spouse, this YouTube channel, my live stream wouldn't even exist. I thought that I had all these objections, like who would even watch me? Like I don't even speak that good English, all that kind of stuff. Well, if there wasn't him believing in me and forcing me, like literally saying, you're doing this now because you got this, I believe in you. So at times, you might not be as motivational to yourself as you are to others, but that's why you need others to do the same. That's why I love to be here. It's an honor, truly, guys, and I'm looking forward to connect with each and all of you outside of this show as well.
Anybody that I missed, because that was beautiful. I love that. And, all of you all bring such experience and learning, to this. Thank you so much. And the comments, man, that was just as fun as talking, wasn't it? Like, it was just amazing to have all these people chiming in and sharing. Dina, I see you, my friend. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Now Christmas came early. Good to see you. All right. Who didn't go? Did everybody get to go? Want to share your baby steps with people?
I would just say, don't be the dog sitting on the nail.
I've heard that. I love it.
People don't know that there's a man walking by, and there's 3 dogs on a porch with an old man, and one of the dogs is crying and whimpering, and the neighbor says, "Why is the dog crying and whimpering?" And the old man says, "Because he's sitting on a nail." And the neighbor says, "Why doesn't he just get off the nail?" And the old man says, "Because it doesn't hurt enough." Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of us is. Our lives just don't hurt enough to get off the nail and do something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, David wants to get off the show, and so do we, because we've been sitting here so long, our tailpipes are numb. So I'll tell you what, I'll close this out, and I'll participate in the question real quick. Courage before confidence. People ask me, well, how'd you have the confidence to do what you do? Listen, folks, we're all grown-ups. I didn't have no dadgum confidence. I had courage. I had courage to look like a jackass, go out there and pursue my dreams and see what happened. And honestly, it was bad. It was not a good experience. That's why I don't talk about it, because I'm positive. But you know what? I did it again. Thank God. Because if I didn't do it again, we wouldn't be here as is. All these amazing impacts and legacy building and movements like Kindness Worldwide and Flourish Foundation, Diana wouldn't be here. David wouldn't be giving me stuff so I can be healthy and lead the chart. This wouldn't be here, y'all. So that's it. I hope this inspired you. And
hey, Mike, I got one thing. The past 3 of you, it's been hitting my head hard. It really is. When you fall, get back up. All of us have landed on our faces and eaten mud. We all fall, but we got back up and we learned from it and we got better. And that's exactly what we're all talking about. So, yeah, you're going to fall. Get back up.
And, whatever the year brings, you've survived it. You've learned, you've grown, and you're ready to step into the next one with courage and clarity. So I agree with you. Remember your resilience and your heart and your spark.
Yeah. All right, Diana.
I heard this on Lasso, and I think it's just funny. There was a scene, and the line was, You're going to get to the truth where it's going to feel better, but first it's going to piss you off. And that's the same thing with doing what we do.
Yeah.
So she's heard too many Rocky references. Like she said boxer, and I'm just like, yo, Mick, all the time. And she goes with it. I don't know. She's a good person. But absolutely right. I mean, and then if you feel like life is getting harder and challenging and you feel like you're getting worse, you probably went from amateur to pro, right? You could be the amateur champ, but boy, when you go to pro, you might get knocked down a couple. It might be harder. That's the point. So I'll leave you all with this. The only redneckism I have, I guess, that is not goofy, at least for this show, is you never know who admires you from afar. You really don't. You don't know who's admiring you. You don't know who you're inspiring. And every time I wanted to quit in my life recently, I would get a message, oh, you changed my life, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there going, I don't think I did much. And in my estimation, I didn't do much. But for them, you never know. That was all they needed. Just a little bit of spark, a little bit of encouragement, a simple text message. And I don't care if that sounds corny. That's daggum true. We built a whole community on that. We pushed each other up on that. We make money with that. So again, not boasting. If you're astray, if you're running around and you want to build a business, write a book, do something special and be your best self, hey, we built a community for that. Right, folks? So don't take my word for it. I have a group call. Go to YouTube. You can find us on YouTube at Hounds of Business. Go to Redneck1 on LinkedIn. Or you can send me an old school carrier pigeon. I still take those, weather pending. So, folks, I appreciate you, David. You're a good man. All right, I'm going to be 2 fingers for the pie, not the whole both hands. I'll do it. All right, I promise. And love you guys. Appreciate you. Next week, we have another awesome panel coming up. So spread it, share this, tell your friends. We are going to be talking about the flywheel, the mindset, strategy, and systems that you need to put in place, folks. This is going to be amazing. We have brilliant business strategists and people who can help you. Hey, we talked about mindset. Now let's combine the mindset with the processes and the systems you need to make it possible, right? So we'll see you on the next one, folks. Princess Wave time. Thank you all, Diana, Chris, all right, David, Amy, Beverly, and Jennifer. All right, if Jennifer and Diane and Amy come back, then we're okay. So they're brand new. But love having you all here. Beverly, everyone, appreciate you. All right, we'll see you next time. All right, next week. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.